had this revelation the other day. No, actually, not the other day. It was this morning. I'm lying, right? I had this revelation this morning. And I'll say it as a thought, then I'll explain on it, right? Change your definition of success. Change what you define as success, right? And why do I say this? Like, think about it, right? Think about 6 months you, the day that you say, you know what, I'm gonna change my life. I wanna make these goals, these changes, right? Or then you start writing down things that you wanna achieve. And if you realize, the more that you make these goals, the more that you change. So the reason why goals get harder to achieve, or they get harder to attain, or you face burnout, or you get fatigue along the way, is because you are changing as an individual. That means the motivation behind those goals is already changed to a different person, right? That means the new you cannot be sustained by old goals. So your goals constantly have to evolve. So I think the best thing to do is set yourself, in terms of success, right? What do you define as success? For me, success was making 10K a month, 20K a month, which I know I'm gonna do, but I've had to change that from being the success, from measuring success by a monetary amount. Because if I can attain it, that means I'm gonna be depressed most of the time, right? So what's the point of having those types of goals? You should keep that idea in mind of saying, oh, I wanna make $10,000. But that should not be the definer of what success is, right? So for me, I've changed my goals. For example, my goal has gone from, oh, I wanna make $10,000, right? That's a goal that I would want to achieve, but that's not what I define success as. For me, success is, I am patient, I am acting with integrity, I'm acting with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? My mind is level-headed. That's what success is. Because if I can check off those things every morning, then I've done something productive. I can call myself a successful person. But if every day I wake up and I don't get $10,000, or if I don't even make $50, that means I'm unsuccessful according to the goals that I've set for myself. So my point is, change your goals. Change the structure of your goals, because the new you is not being benefited in any way, shape, or form by the old goals, because the person who was being motivated those ages, that's not you anymore. You've changed, you've matured, you've grown, you've evolved. That means your definition of what it means to be successful also has to change with the way that you mature. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, this is just a thought that I had in my brain. I was like, this is something, I don't ask why I'm holding this. I'm about to make breakfast. But yeah, man, change how you define success. And it's like, I was like, oh, okay, that kind of makes sense. Because I'm seeing myself, like, back when I was writing those goals, like at the start of the year, I was watching like videos, like a lot of motivational videos, like TJR, Brad Scales, you know, like all these like YouTubers, right, who are making 100K a month. So my goal was like motivated by the videos that I was watching and the content that I was consuming, right? But the less and less that I consumed that, and the more I started working on the things that I would want to achieve, I still had these goals written down. That's what I was following, but I've changed as a person, right? So that means I would get fatigue, and I would get burnout, and I would just get demotivated, because I'll just compare myself to these standards that I've set for myself, which is not a bad thing, because it helps you be more motivated. But it's a bad thing because now your measure of success is now monetary value, or it's things that are not so quickly attainable, that have to take time. It's a process, right, of evolving, of changing. So my idea is, change your goals, change the structure of your goals, right? Measure success in things that are actually attainable. Like, are you dealing with integrity? Like, categorize the success as well. Like, say success in your family, success in your relationships, success in maybe in your marriage if you're married, or if you want to get married, success in your family, right? If your family structure, how do you define success? Maybe it could be a culture of love, a culture of forgiveness, a culture of honoring one another as a family members, right? That could be success. So if you don't see honor in your family, then you say, oh, there's something that we need to work on as a family. Then you become a successful family, right? So always change the measure of success. from a monetary thing to something that's actually attainable, something that you can do each and every day, so that you can remind yourself, oh, I'm successful because today I was honest, I was loving, I was forgiving, I was kind, I was caring to people. You know what I'm saying? Like, that should define success. That should be your measure of what success is. So next time you start to overthink yourself, your goals, just ask yourself, like, go back and look at those goals again. Like, look at them and read them out loud. Then you realize, like, some of these things, right, they're good because they motivate you to want to think of how you can get there, but they're bad because they become the measurement of your happiness, of your joy, of your content. Then sometimes you might even lose relationships because you're focusing on the wrong things, right? So you might have success in one thing, you might think you have success in one thing, but you see that other thing is failing. Then you ask yourself, why don't people talk to you? Why don't people ask you for advice? Why don't people communicate with you? Because there's no success in your relationships. So change the measure of success. What do you call success has to change. But just food for thought, just food for thought. Just me venting out my ideas. So for me, I've changed my measurement of success in trading, right? From I respect the market, I respect my system, I only trade the system, I don't look for unnecessary setups, I look for the right setups. Now the measurement is I need to make $1,000 every day. That's not the right way to measure success, because if I don't make $1,000, then I'm calling myself an unsuccessful trader. But if you say, okay, what's the qualities of a successful trader, right? If you say, oh, they act with integrity, they are patient, they are smart, they don't look for any type of setups, they wait for the right setup, they trade one asset class, they don't trade multiple asset classes. If you start to narrow it down to like the nitty-gritty things that you can actually do each and every day, and you can measure yourself according to those things, then you can say yourself, what? I am successful because I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So food for thought, change your measurement of success. That can help you go far, and I think it's what's helping me as well. Just get everything in order, get my life in order, get everything in order, man. Everything in order. And it's not a bad thing to say you want to make $50,000 a year, $100,000 a year. That's a good thing. That's a great thing. That means you're ambitious, right? Keep those goals because you're gonna get them, but don't use that as the measurement of success. Okay, cool. You all have a blessed day. It's a great Sunday out now. It's a good Sunday. I'm enjoying myself. I'm about to make breakfast. Yeah, and enjoy myself. Yeah, peace.